Well, we're listening to some hot reggae music right here in New York City. A nice rainy day here in New York, but I noticed on major boulevards here in New York City, we have no traffic, and that is phenomenal because you know New York City has some legendary highways like the Grand Central, the Van Wyck. Merrick Boulevard is not one of those, but it's a boulevard that is packed with people 24 hours a day. And what's the big difference today? Everybody was told to stay home because of the coronavirus, and we just thought that today would be a perfect day, people, to just reach out to you to let you know that some of our messages over the years have been preparing us for this same event. And I brought Mr. Guy Victor, who is one of the experts in this area, people. And he's one of the people who can remind you of what we spoke about many, many times. And not only many, many times, but we try to we try to educate people that there are some very basic fundamental things that you should be doing all the time, not only when you are told to stay home for the corona disease, but on a daily basis. How does the body function? The body has its own protective mechanism, just like a car has bumpers on it. And, lions will, if you come close to their family, they'll eat you up or whatever. I guess there's a protective mechanism put into just about every animal and every being. And we are no different because one of the things that you notice with us is if you keep your immune system up, and I hope I'm not introducing the immune system to anybody out there. Everybody should know by now that our bodies have a mechanism inside of it called the immune system. What is the immune system for? Well, the original designer, the old man himself, one of the things he did was he gave us an immune system that if we fortify that immune system, when things like the coronavirus comes around, they can protect you against that. Well, this is why I brought in the man they call, I want to call you doctor, but I know you're not a doctor, but you're one of those people who really get into health and nutrition and prevention and all of that, and you seek out products and services that support that type of activity. So today we're gonna bleed his brain because of the virus that is around, and get some great information as to what he can do or what we can do, basically, to protect us. Want to say good day to you,
Good day, good day, good day.
Guy Victor, and I know a lot of you remember this name because he's going to talk a little bit about you know the body and how it protects itself, and the eventuality of things like the corona disease is basically something that he's been warning about for a long time. So I'll give you the microphone right now so that you could start wherever you want to start. I know you can start from just about anywhere, but let's start from the basics.
Well, first and foremost, I want to just thank you for having me. I've been a staple in this New York City area for many, many years. Mr. Trevor Forde is somebody who I followed for many years, well known throughout the community, well known throughout the tri-state, the East Coast, the South, all over the U.S., and now globally, doing some big things. So first and foremost, I just want to hope and wish that everyone out here is safe and just doing the right things to keep you and your family safe. That's the most important thing, is to make sure that we're safe and we're adhering to everything that people are asking us to do to keep ourselves safe. So I hope and pray that God blesses all of you and keeps all of you safe. So we'll start out with that. But real quick, my name is Guy Victor. No, I'm not a doctor, but I've been around the health and wellness industry for many, many years. And I want everyone to understand that you can educate yourself. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to go to school. The internet is a huge resource to understand what it is that we're going to be talking about today. And as you talked about it, we're talking about the big C word. We're hearing it all day long. Every time I turn on the television, the radio, I open up my apps, everything is coronavirus this, COVID-19 that. And I work with a lot of doctors, a lot of medical professionals. And, I've been doing a lot of research and asking them questions. And I want everyone to understand, yes, this is an epidemic, a pandemic, whatever you want to call it. And they're telling you that there's certain things that you need to do to keep you and your family safe. We all know that. But I want you to understand that there are a lot of things that you can learn on your own and things that you can do to protect you and your family. And one of the most important things is to understand that we as human beings have what we call an immune system, as Trevor just talked about. And that immune system is really our defense mechanism. And in order to protect yourself, and I'm not just sitting here talking about coronavirus, I'm not just talking about the COVID-19, I'm talking about everything in general, all types of viruses, all types of things that come in and attack. Your number one defense is your immune system. And a lot of us don't understand that there are things that you can do to boost your immune system. And many of us are just told, wash your hands, stay inside, don't touch your face, make sure you're doing a lot of things. Yes, that's great for now. But a lot of us understand that even though we're quarantined, many of us go out every day. Many of us go to the supermarket. Many of us go to the gas station. Many of us have to go to do certain things, walk the dog. I don't know what it is that you have to do on a daily basis, but if your immune system is compromised, and that's why they said a lot of the older people initially were getting affected more so than everyone else, because as you get older, your immune system starts to get weaker. And what I wanted to talk to a lot of people out here today is, what are the things you can do to boost your immune system? And there are a lot of different people out here, a lot of different products out here, but there's a couple of things that you want to do. And this is why I wanted to come and talk to you and share this with the people. Number one is, yes, you have to understand that the nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that you get in food is not enough. Let me repeat that. Most people say, oh, I eat healthy, or I'm a vegan, or I'm a vegetarian. That's all great. But you can do the research yourself. The food today does not have the same nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that it had 50 years ago, 100 years ago, because of all the pesticides and the fungicides and all these sides that they put into the ground. They've depleted a lot of the nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that the food has. So you're actually getting 84% less vitamins and minerals in your food than you did 50 years ago. So
that's a fact. That's a fact.
You can research it. So let's just say I want to get vitamin C. They're telling you vitamin C is good to fight off any virus. So if I want vitamin C, I eat one orange, right? There's vitamin C in that. But I would need to eat 7 oranges today to get the same amount of vitamin C that I would have gotten 50 or 100 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Who's going to eat 7 or 8 oranges to get vitamin C? So when you're eating foods that you think you're going to get nutrients and minerals out of to boost your body, to boost your immune system, you're not getting enough out of food. And everyone knows that. You can Google it. So number one, what multivitamin are you taking on a daily basis? Mm-hmm. That, people, I need for you to understand, you have to have, number one, good nutrition, but it cannot come from food. It cannot come from food. You have to supplement whatever you eat with vitamins, but not garbage vitamins. You have to find the best ones. And I know we're going to put some stuff up here to give you some places that you can go to get the right vitamins. Second of all, I want you to understand that you should be doing something called proteolytic enzymes. And what proteolytic enzymes do is they break down proteins. And basically what I was told is that a lot of these viruses, a lot of these foreign objects and foreign things that come into the body, sometimes they latch onto proteins and they're hidden and the body doesn't know to attack it. So these proteolytic enzymes can break down the proteins. So now a lot of viruses like the COVID-19 and the coronavirus and other things are now exposed so the immune system can attack. So those are the things that you need to understand that you should be doing to help boost your immune system. Something else that I want to share with you is the something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide was discovered probably close to about 20 years ago. Nitric oxide is they call it the molecule of life, and nitric oxide is going to help boost your immune system. There have been studies that have shown, and you can Google this, and you can look at the research. The boosting of nitric oxide is going to help fight against the replication and the cycle of viruses. And once again, coronavirus is a virus. So I want you guys to understand very quickly that there's so many things that you can add into your regimen on a daily basis that are going to help you get better as far as fighting off of all these things. So those three things right there are very, very important. Number one, nutrition. Make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition and supplements. Number two, proteolytic enzymes. Okay, number three, you want to make sure that you have a nitric oxide booster. And number four, there are also enzymes that break down food so that your gut is a lot healthier. Because most disease, everything comes from the gut. Does that make sense? So, I'm excited to kind of share a little bit of the knowledge that I've done, the research that I've gotten, just talking to a lot of doctors, a lot of medical health professionals, and just want to share with you that we're not here to tell you we can cure the virus. We're not here to tell you this is what's going to make sure you don't get sick. But what we're going to do is going to put you in a position where you are better protecting you and your family and building your immune system. Because really, at the end of the day, when the quarantine is done and the stay at home is done, and you go out there and the coronavirus and all types of viruses and everything is still going to be there, what are you doing to protect you and your family? And that's really what I wanted to share with everyone listening here today, everyone that's watching.
And you know what I want you to do, though, because I know, with television and radio, there's always a limit on time, and your schedule is also very busy. I know that you have been tracking a lot of these things, especially now that the corona, virus is out here, and you've been, talking about a lot of these things, and now here comes the coronavirus. So you're really here to point that out. I'm glad that you gave everybody the overview as to how this thing really works and how your immune system is set up and how these viruses try to sneak in and use a Trojan horse to get into your system and explode and really screw you up. But here's what you can do, which is what I'm asking Mr. Guy Brewer to talk, to Victor to talk about, because there are things that you can do, people. You can do it two ways. You can do it just to protect yourself and your family, or in a case like this, you can try to help a lot of people by getting with Minister Victor and taking a look at some of the products and services that he's offering, and pretty much make money while you're helping people, which is the key, which is what merchandising is all about. Finding some type of something that people need and making sure that they get them, because the company that he's representative, that's what they thought about. They say, wait a minute, a lot of people have this compromised immune systems, and now here comes the big bonanza. Here comes the coronavirus that really brings it to the front of the table. So let's talk about how people can get involved, help themselves. One, by taking the products that you have, and two, how they can help in a big way by helping their neighbors, their friends, their co-workers, to protect themselves also while making some money. I think we're right on time to talk about that.
Definitely. Well, I want you to first understand, first and foremost, there's hundreds and thousands of ways to make money. We all know that. And I've always wanted to make money in a way that I'm helping others. I've always been taught growing up, the more you do for others, the more you help others, the more you benefit yourself. So that's something that I want you first and foremost to start with. And a lot of people now are jumping on the bandwagon of oh, health this, health that. I've been in this industry for the last 6 years and really want you to understand that, you know, I got in this industry about 5-6 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And, you know, I was really starting to want to understand the body and how, you know, it works and how we can prevent certain things like this. And that's how I got involved in health and wellness. But, you know, I've been an advocate and proponent of health and wellness for many, many, many years. And what's happening today, as far as the coronavirus and all these other things that are happening around the world, these are the things that we've always talked about to protect you and your family. But as far as the compensation side, as far as the money side, as far as the opportunity to generate income, you know, I've always discussed passive income. I've always talked about residual income. I've always talked about the ability to work remotely from home or wherever you want to. And I want you to understand that, yes, we're going to be able to help a lot of people, but also you have an opportunity, if you want, and you don't have to, okay? You have an opportunity to potentially partner up with myself and Mr. Trevor Forde and a lot of people throughout the United States that are also generating income, passive income, residual income from home. See, guys, so many people today are in panic mode. They're asking themselves, what am I going to do if my job doesn't open in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks? What am I going to do if this lasts 30 days or 60 days? What am I going to do if this lasts 90 days? What if this lasts 6 months?
Wow.
Am I going to be on welfare? Am I going to have to put a sign up and go to the corner and see if people can help me out? Am I going to have to depend on Donald Trump and the Senate to send me $1,000? And I've been talking about this for over 15 years now. I've been also talking to people about the importance of having a plan B, the importance of having a secondary or third source of income. And everyone always said, no, my job is fine. No, I'm okay. No, I don't want to do anything else. Oh, I don't have time. Mm-hmm. Guess what? All the people that used to say, I don't have time, or it's not for me, or I don't need a secondary income, or I don't need passive or residual income. I want linear income. I just want to go to work and get paid. I just want to go to work and get paid. That's fine. But guess what? Nobody's going to work.
Because they're sick.
Yeah, 90% of the people today are being told work from home, and the other 10% are the ones that are the emergency, the doctors, the gas station attendants, the store clerks. But 90% of people are now working from home. Mm-hmm. Have a job in 60 days. But there are another group of people today that are generating money while this is happening. There are people that are making money online. There are people that are making money on the internet. There are 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds that are making millions of dollars online through YouTube, through Instagram, through all these different platforms, through social media. Mm-hmm. And what I'm just sharing with people today is, listen, first, you want to make sure you're safe health-wise. But second of all, you want to make sure you're safe wealth-wise, financially. Don't be dependent on the government to bail you out.
$1,000.
What is $1,000 going to do? They're saying, okay, we're going to send you $1,000. Are you kidding me? What is $1,000 going to do in the next 6 months? If this thing goes 90 days, if this thing goes 6 months, you know what? I'm not worried because I've built up something called passive income, residual income. I don't have to work to get paid. I can sit back and collect residual passive income. So, you know, for those that are also looking for an opportunity to generate some income while you're stuck at home, this is something that you can do as well. Okay, you can get in touch with Mr. Trevor Forde at East Coast Q96. You can get in touch with me, Guy Victor on Facebook, GUIVICTOR. And guys, there's so many ways you can get in touch with us to find out which products that we recommend. I know Zulu also has some great products that, you know, are going to help to boost the immune system. But the combination of some of the products that I've been working with for a while, the combination of Zulu and the products that he has, and then the ability to generate income while at home. Guys, I'm making more money today during this quarantine than I've ever made. You know why?
That is crazy.
It's crazy. And people are saying, oh my God, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm not nervous because I've already put in place something called residual passive income. That makes sense?
That makes a whole lot of sense. You know what I'm going to do right now, guy? I'm going to open up the lines. If anybody's out there, you've been listening to me, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on a lot of those platforms. This is how we do it here at Q96fm.com. So if anybody's just listening and they're not embarrassed to call, because a lot of people don't like talking on radio, but we love your questions because Guy is full of all types of great information, people. Great information that you need now, especially with this COVID-19 and Corona and all that. You do need, some instructions as to what is available to help to kill this virus. So I want you to call in. Our number is 347-626-0547. 347-626-0547. Don't be embarrassed to call because a lot of people, when they just logging in, they go like, oh, I don't like how I sound on radio. You never sound right on radio. It's just that's the kind of being. So copy the number down and take a minute. We're going to continue our conversation. But if you have a question, we have a two-way situation here where you can call us at 347-626-0547. You know what? I wish we had the number, or not the number, but the website for the CBD that you showed me a few minutes ago. That stuff is like remarkable.
Well, we'll talk about that another time. But the CBD right now is one of the fastest growing markets right now. It's only about 5 to 6 billion. They're saying it's going to probably hit about 25 to 30 billion dollars in the next 3 to 5 years. CBD is a growing market, especially out on the West Coast. You have a lot of the these marijuana and hemp and these places that you can get this legally. But here in the New York market and most throughout the U.S., CBD has been made legal by the federal government. And CBD is another great product that's going to help you. But a lot of people don't understand that most places have CBD oil. And you've probably heard that term before, CBD oil. We actually have the ability to get our hands on something called CBD fluid. And the difference is this. You've heard when you were younger, oil and water don't what?
Mix.
You learned that in second grade. Oil and water don't mix. You learned that in science. But most companies, most places have a CBD oil. So what we've been able to show people with a very simple experiment is if you take a glass of water and you put the CBD oil in it and you mix it around, what ends up happening is the oil just sits there. And our bodies are mainly made up of what? Water. Mm-hmm. So if you're taking CBD oil and putting that in your body, it's basically not going to break down as well as it should because your body is going to have a tough time breaking down the oil. Now, with our CBD fluid, you're actually able to get up to 80 to 90% absorption of the CBD. So you're getting the full benefits of the CBD. As opposed with the oil, you're only getting about 9% on average bioavailability. So you're getting about 10 times more of the CBD with our fluid as opposed to going to a CBD oil.
You know, I heard you say that, and a lot of people don't understand the concept that whatever you put in your body has to go through the body and it has a job to do. And if you add the CBD with oil and water does not mix, you're not getting the full impact of the CBD. And the only reason they're talking about CBD and the only reason that all this conversation about CBD is going is because it is good for your body, but it's how you apply it to your body. It's just like if you have a pain in your neck and you rub your feet, it just doesn't work. It has to be all related. What do you say?
100%. So the importance of understanding the bioavailability, that means how much of it is actually being absorbed by the body, is very important. Can we agree up to 90% is better than 9%? That's 10 times. So most of it, when you use an oil, is just going to go right through the body, through your intestine, and come out either way, and you're not getting the full effects of the CBD oil, as opposed to getting something that we have, what we call it's called emulsing or emulsor. All right. And it's going to allow the body to break down the fluid. All right. And once again, as I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. You can Google this information yourself. You can see the benefits of CBD, guys. And this is not me. This is straight on, or you can do the research. The benefits of CBD are going to help with stress. How many of us are stressed today? All right. It's going to help with anxiety. How many of us have anxiety? It's going to help with mental health. How many people know people with mental health issues? It's going to help with ADD and ADHD and autism. We have stories of people using CBD with their children that have ADD and ADHD and seeing huge benefits. It's been known to help with cancer. It's been known to help with diabetes. It's been known to help with seizures. And I can go on and on and on about the benefits of CBD. But as I said, do the research yourself. I don't always use Google, but Google has some good stuff. Not everything on Google is true, but you can actually find a lot of information that's going to support the benefits of CBD. So once again, guys, health and wealth is really what we're talking about today. Health and wealth are two of the most important topics that people are talking about today. What are you going to do to protect you and your family? What are you going to do to make sure that you guys are not on a line waiting to get a piece of cheese or some milk or something? Do something today to protect your family from all types of disease, all types of sickness, not just the COVID-19 coronavirus, but everything in general. But also you want to protect you and your family from financial disaster, from financial ruin. I'm sharing this with you. Find a way to generate passive income. Find a way to generate residual recurring income. Find a way to make sure that you have the ability that if this thing lasts 6 weeks or 6 months, that you and your family are okay, that you're not calling friends and family to borrow $100 to go eat. You're not calling friends and family to borrow $20 to put gas in your car. Guys, we don't know what the future holds. Is it better to be prepared, to be proactive, or is it better to be reactive?
Well, I've made money a lot of different ways, and passive is very good. Passive income, people. I wish Mr. Victor will talk a little bit about that, because, folks, the core of what we're talking about is building up your defenses for your immune system. Your immune system was put there by God to protect your body. That's what we're talking about. Let's get it straight. Let's don't get it twisted, because we mentioning a lot of things. But all these things that we're talking about, the passive income and all that, it all applies, because here it is. 2 weeks ago, all my friends were not worried because they were going to work with the city. They were going to work with the postal system, the federal government. They were working at different organizations, engineering companies, and the whole works, and everybody was hunky-dory. Now, because of the virus and because they know people's immune system is compromised, they are actually telling you to stay home. They're making it mandatory. Now, I don't know of any, I have lived a long time on the face of this earth. You can look at me and tell. But guess what? I have never heard the United States government tell people to stay home. They will send them a check. This is actually happening in the continental United States of America right now, people. Two things that we are talking about. One is that how to protect your body against viruses, and two, how you could continue living the lifestyle that you're living with passive income instead of having to go out into this virus-laden world and do work. And now the government is so paranoid and so scared that they actually going to pay you to stay home. But the money they're paying you $1,000 a month is like no money at all, because if he might give you $1,000 a month, you 99.9% of you will not survive. I mean, that's just how it is. So let's just talk about the first things first. Right now, while you still have a job, right now, while you still might get in $1,000, you need to deal with problem number one: how to defend yourself about against these rogue viruses that come every so often. And we don't know, it might come like a storm, one after the next, and then we're really in trouble. If one is giving us this much hell, could you imagine if in 1 year, 2020, we get five or we get even three viruses come through? We don't know if we're at war with China. We could be at war with China. There's something called a Cold War. So I'm not saying we're in war with China, but I've been hearing that there might be a Cold War going on with China. You never can tell. Some of these foreign countries, they have a lot of things that is really crazy. I'm not an expert to that, but I've been listening to the news enough to hear some of these, real intellectual people talk about, listen, this could be real, and people could have to sustain at home for a long period of time. And two things have to happen. One is you must protect yourself against these rogue viruses. And two, you must have some type of income coming in. When people listen to people like myself and many other broadcasters talk about, the viruses coming through, they never ever talk about the money. The government is talking about money because they know that they have to keep the economy going. So which way do you want to go? You have one way to go. Let's talk about protecting your immune system, and let's talk about setting up some type of mechanism where you can have passive income on a monthly basis that will sustain your life and keep you happy, keep your kids happy, keep your friends and your family happy, and keep your lifestyle like it is. I mean, it's just that simple. Am I right, Mr. Victor?
100%, 100%. Because as I said, you do not want to be in a position where you're asking people for help. You want to put yourself in a position where you can help people. And I want to share something with everyone, and basically something that goes like this. You have been taught from day one to go to school, to get an education, to get a job. And this was what was taught years ago. You stay with a company 30, 40, 50 years, you retire, Social Security is there to help you, you have a pension to help you. It was great. But that is no longer what is happening today. Most people are being replaced by robots. Most people are being replaced by younger people. And I want you to understand that it's your responsibility to say, okay, I do not want to put myself in a position where I'm dependent. You want to be independent, not dependent. And what we're sharing with you today is this. The old way of making money was go to work and get a check. Somebody would tell you, this is what I think you're worth. I think you're worth $15 an hour. I think you're worth $20 an hour. No one should tell you or define what your worth is. Your worth should be what you feel that you deserve. Now, I want everyone to understand that linear income was the horse and carriage, the horse and buggy. That means today, if you were to go on the FDR Drive or the Belt Parkway or whatever thing with a horse and buggy, the police would come and take you off. Somebody would call 911 and say, hey, there's this guy with a horse and buggy on the Belt Parkway. Cars are zooming by 60, 70, 80 hours. Somebody's going to get hurt. There's a disaster about to happen. Can we agree? If someone's on a horse and buggy going down the FDR Drive and everyone else is doing 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, that's a disaster waiting to happen, right? And what I'm sharing with you guys is if you only have linear income, you don't have a plan B, you don't have a way to make money passively, residually, recurring income, that's a disaster waiting to happen. And I've been preaching this for 15 years. I've been sharing with people, you should have a plan B or C. You should have a way that money's going to come in, whether you can go to work or not. You should have a way to be able to give your family what we call legacy money, where you're gone and the money keeps coming. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a way to get to Mr. Trevor Forde at East Coast Q96. I'll give you my email as well. It's healthy, wealthy lifestyle guy at gmail.com. Very simple. Healthy, wealthy lifestyle guy. That's my email at gmail.com. If you want to give an email that people can reach out to you or a number.
Well, we have a number here that is an international number. As a matter of fact, anybody can call us at this number. It's 718-341-1717. We've set up that number that anytime you call that number, there's somebody who's going to answer the phone. 718-341-1717. I'm going to say it again because I know some of you running for your cell phones. You're running for a piece of paper, whatever. 718-341-1717. Very easy number to remember. If you want to just text Zulu to 55469, text the word Zulu and send it to 55469. Zulu to 55469. And that's two ways that you can link up. I could introduce you to Mr. Guy Victor. If you're looking to fortify your body, we can get you help in that department. We have some stuff here that will amaze you. But in addition to that, you can also look at potentially making some serious passive income. What is the? I was trying to find another word to express what passive income is. Passive income is that you put down one set of money, and that money just keeps making you money, making you money, making you money. They call it passive money, but it's really sweet money, sweet money. You don't have to keep putting more money into it to make it make money. It just sits there and makes you money. And that's like any major company or corporation. They sit there and they know their cars are going to sell. Chevy's going to sell. Ford is going to sell. Audi's going to sell. They know that they're going to sell X amount of cars. They're going to make a lot of profit, and you walk around with a nice car. Well, we want you to walk around with a nice, strong immune system so that you don't have to go through the hassles of fighting with any virus that is coming through. You stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And in addition to that, make some serious money. I know you're ready to go, but I want to keep you as long as I can. Again, let me give the audience an opportunity to call in. If you're listening, I don't care what platform you're listening to on, give us a call, 347-626-0547. I'm going to say it nice and slow, 347-626-0547. Call. I know some of you are kind of bashful to call, but please don't be scared to protect yourself and don't be scared to make some passive income. Call us right now, 347-626-0547. Do you have anything important you want to say to them?
Just in closing, understand that tomorrow's not promised, and we all know that. And my heart goes out to all the families out there of all the people that have been affected by the coronavirus, all the people that, have, passed away. And I want you to understand, none of these people believed or thought that they would pass. None of them thought that they would die. A lot of them were fine 1 or 2, 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere and devastates people. I heard there was one family that lost 4 people within a span of a couple of days.
Family out of New Jersey.
Yeah, out of New Jersey. And guys, I want you to understand that I would not be able to live with myself if anybody in my circle was affected and I did not share certain things that I knew could protect them and their family. And that's really what I want to end with before we wrap up here today. How many people do you care about enough to want to share information? See, so many people are saying, I saw this one guy today. He said, if you chop up some garlic, put a little lime in it, some green lime and some hot water and warm it up and drink it every morning, that'll help. I don't know if that'll help or not, but he said, send this out, let it go viral. At least he's doing something to help the people that he cares about. And I want to share with each one of you here today, to boost your immune system is probably one of the best things that you can do for you and your family. But you have to have the right things to do it with. And that's why we're saying that there's a lot of junk out there. There's a lot of fillers out there. There are a lot of things that are not natural, not all natural, not non-GMO. There are a lot of things that are not plant-based. The things that we have are plant-based, non-GMO, all natural, things that are the highest quality grade that you can get out there. Yes, you can go to GNC. Yes, you can go to Amazon and buy some things. But I want you to understand there's a difference between having a rum and Coke, where if I had a cup of rum and Coke, I can have a whole cup of rum and I can take a cap full of Coca-Cola and put in there. Or I can have a whole cup of Coca-Cola and I can put a cap full of rum in there. Those are two totally different rum and Cokes. One of them, I probably wouldn't be able to make it out the door because it was a cup of rum with a little bit of Coke in it versus a whole cup of Coca-Cola with a little bit of rum in it. There's a big difference, but they're both called rum and Coke. But I want you to understand that there's a difference between the two. So a lot of supplements out here are going to claim to do something or claim to have something in it, but it's not really potent enough for you to see the difference. The same thing we talked about with the CBD. If you have CBD oil, you're only going to get about 9% absorption versus if you have the CBD fluid that we have, you're going to get about 90% absorption. So it's very important to distinguish the good stuff from the what we call the BS stuff, the stuff that, you know, the claim to be able to do X, Y, and Z. So that's number one. And number two is the wealth side. To understand, today is a different time. We're not using horse and buggy anymore. We're using cars. We're using planes. We're using trains. You have to get with the times. People are generating income online. People are generating income on the internet. People are generating what we call passive income, money that comes in whether you work or not. People are generating recurring residual income, meaning if you had a building and you had 50 apartments in there, every month they would pay the rent. At least you would hope. But guess what? Even in an apartment building situation, I have a friend of mine who has 50 some odd units where he rents out, and he's worried. He's saying, Guy, people are telling me that, you know, they're not going to be able to pay. What am I going to do? Because even though they can't pay, I still have to pay the mortgages on these properties. There's so many people that had stores and restaurants that are in trouble. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, there's a way to make passive residual income in real estate, but even that is not a real, true passive residual income, because if the people don't pay, you still have to pay. You have a mortgage on it. So what I'm sharing with you out here is to find a way where you can generate passive residual, real recurring revenue so that you and your family are not put in a place where you're wondering, how am I going to be able to make it? Am I going to have to depend on the government? Put yourself in a place to win. As I said, contact Mr. Trevor here. Contact myself. He's going to give you the number. I'll give you my website. My email again, healthy, wealthy lifestyle guy. Very simple. Healthy, wealthy lifestyle guy at gmail.com. Also on Facebook, you can find me, Guy Victor. Also, Mr. Trevor Forde, if you can give some information for people to get a hold of you here as well.
Well, let's just stick with the number for right now, everybody. If you want to email me, this is Trevor Forde at gmail.com. This is Trevor Forde at gmail.com.
Forde with an E.
Yes, Forde.
There you go.
Forde with an E. This is Trevor Forde at gmail.com. And or you can call me at 718-341-1717. 718-341-1717. I hope everybody who was listening, I noticed I looked over to the Facebook page. I noticed people were logging in on Facebook. Nobody called in because I think people are just a little scared to talk about this virus and try to make money on the virus. But believe me, the government and many manufacturing companies and pharmaceutical companies are going to make some money. So it's better you make some money, help people, and make it passively, if that's a word, so that you don't have to stress yourself out and get out in the atmosphere and do that. You can do it from home. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Guy Victor, for coming by and just giving us an idea of what your knowledge has in your head. So we're very happy to have you here, and I want to see you back here as often as possible.
Definitely. Anytime you have an invitation for me, let me know. And I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in this industry for a long, long, long time, and it's never been as important as it is today to understand the importance of health and wellness and passive income with your health. So thank you so much, sir.
All right. And we're going to get back to the music right here on Q96fm.com. Easy get to